video is going to be a BOLO. This is something really quite bizarre and obscure. The BOLOs I've done in the past, and I want to try and do more of these because I think they're really helpful for everybody. The BOLOs I've done in the past have been things that you are likely to find on a regular basis. You know, the Duplo stuff I've talked about and Teletubbies and stuff. There's plenty out there. It's just something you needed to be aware of to be able to see it and pick it up. This is something that you just need to have in the back of your mind, because you will find it potentially, but it's not going to be as common as some of the ones I've done. It's something I found out about a few years ago when I picked up something and I did research into it, and it opened up this amazing little niche that I'm going to share with you now. I've brought up a load of listings that are recently finished on eBay to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, what it is the fragrance Lynx, which obviously is a men's deodorant range primarily, but they also do aftershaves and all sorts of other male grooming products. But what you want to look for is vintage Lynx products. So vintage cans of deodorant, whether they still have fragrance in or they're empty, the vintage stuff from the early 90s, that's what you're looking for, and that's what this BOLO is, and I'm going to show you what I mean in a minute. But also more recent ones, obscure cans or fragrances or things they tried out, you can still sell those. There is a huge collector's market for Lynx products, for empty cans, for the fragrance itself. Well, let me show you. What I'll do is I'll switch the view and I'll show you some completed stuff so I can give you a clearer idea of exactly what I'm talking about. Right, so here we are on eBay. This is the first one I brought up. This is vintage Lynx can, Oriental, and that's just that single can on its own. And that was the winning bid at £31. And there's the title, just Lynx Oriental Body Spray. This is the old vintage branding that you want to be looking for. It's very simple. It's the black can with those sort of lines on it and the little symbol. This is the stuff, the vintage from the early 90s. I think it might have come out originally in the late 80s, but I remember this from sort of 92, 93, that sort of era. So that was that one, so that gives you an idea. And then there's this, which must be a rarer fragrance. This is Java, and just that can on its own sold, where is it, £77. There's the title, ultra hard to find apparently, that one, 3/4 full. So that just illustrates the market for this. It's crazy. So even if you find an empty can of that, that will have some really good value. I mean, the mind boggles. There must be hundreds of thousands of these sitting in landfill sites, and yet people are paying seriously good money for them on eBay all the time. This, the gift sets, if you ever see these gift sets, especially the vintage ones, at car boot sales or charity shops or wherever, pick them up. This must be, again, sort of an early 90s one. This is the Inca fragrance. And these sold in their hundreds of thousands at Christmas. It's that perfect gift for your uncle or your dad or your brother or whatever. I've had plenty of these over the years. So that vintage gift set there, winning bid was 50 quid on that, with postage on top. So that's that one. And then here we have again Oriental, the deodorant can, the vintage style, with matching aftershave, and that pair has sold after 15 bids at £99. So if you needed any convincing that this is worth looking out for, that should do it for you. I don't know if they were full or whether they were... And there you go. Approximately a third left in the deodorant, approximately half left in the aftershave. So they're not even full, and that has sold for £100. Amazing, amazing market this. Another box set. Now this is the Axe branding. I don't know if you can read it there, but this actually says Axe instead of Lynx. They kind of ran the two names parallel for a while, I believe. They were sort of trialing it, but then they dropped Axe and went back to Lynx. So the Axe stuff is really quite rare and sought after. That set, as you can see, look, £110. This is new and sealed, and it's the sort of more uncommon Axe branding. The market is huge for that stuff. And again, this you can see a bit more clearly is the Axe branding. This is a deodorant stick, which again was a product that didn't last very long, so there's not many out there. And that on its own is sold for 24. And another one in the Axe range, just to show you, they did the aftershaves again in the same bottles, just with the Axe branding on. But it's basically exactly the same stuff, just slightly different branded. And that was on at 50, and they accepted a best offer, so I assume that's sold for 40 or 45, something like that. That one's obviously a full one. Oh, and these, look at the state of this thing. It looks like he's dug this out of a landfill site. It's scratched, it's dirty. I mean, you'd think you'd cleaned it up. It just looks a complete mess. And this is a Lynx Tempest deodorant stick. And he's managed to get £26 with shipping on top for that in that state. And then the same guy had this. I mean, what a mess. You'd at least clean it up, wouldn't you? It's got like dirt on it and oh. And somebody has bought that in that condition, which is just a sort of 20-year-old deodorant stick for £22. Madness, absolute madness. Oh, this was an interesting one. These are fairly modern ones. They're not really vintage, but they're obviously not current, and they were limited editions, like special one-off tins, or you know, they had different designs on, or there were trial fragrances, or whatever it is. And somebody's put together those. How many is there? 6. And they have sold. This isn't what they were asking, just what they were asking for. This is actually sold. All of these have sold at these prices for £100. So I mean, I've thought about buying up the limited edition stuff and just sitting on the cans for a while, but it's, if I go down that road, I'll be doing it with all sorts of stuff and my house will just fill up. But that just shows the collector's market that's out there. These, like I say, aren't that old. I don't know the years on them, but they're fairly up-to-date ones. And those 6 have gone for 100, which is insane. Something slightly different here. This is Aftershave gel. This is vintage. This is 90s by the look of it. In fact, I used to use this as well. That's an unused one, so it's a new product, new old stock, and that's gone at £26. And this last one, this was amazing. This is, I used to get bought these sets in the early 90s. This is like a Christmas sort of gift set again. Lynx, branded, Oriental, and that set is sold for £176. It says up there, one of the last remaining. Fair enough, I suppose there can't be that many still sealed. So there you go, that's the BOLO for today, is vintage Lynx products. As you can see, there is an unbelievable collector's market that had 23 bids on it to push it all the way up to £176 for something that probably originally cost about £6 or £7 in Woolworths or something. It's just crazy. So there you go, guys. That's my BOLO for today, is the vintage Lynx deodorants and aftershaves. Pretty much anything that is Lynx or Axe branded has real good value. It's something, like I say, I found out about it when I picked up a product going back quite a few years, and then I looked into it to see if it was worth reselling and if it had any value, and just it blew my mind. Prices have gone up considerably from when I've sold some of this stuff. I haven't found any of it for quite a while. but prices just seem to be going up and up and up all the time, which makes sense because it's a niche market and there's a lot of collectors. All this stuff is getting snapped up, so the value of this stuff is only ever going to increase as well. So just keep your eyes peeled. Just remember that Lynx product or Axe, they look pretty much the same. It's the same writing, the same sort of branding. So yeah, pick them up, stick them on eBay. You will be amazed what you can make. So that's it. That's my BOLO for today. I'll probably do some more updates on the shop next week, show you the new lights that are now finished, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Bye for now.